Free Comic Book Day!
May the 4th be with you.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting, fantastic episode of ComicGains! If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is Princess Roy Heiss, looking very lovely, just like usual. Doing that princess wave, you do too, bow down, respect, and of course, there's the Coco dog.
Coco made it. Don't forget to fire up your lightsabers. Oh, I almost did block you.
Oh, I just cut off my own head.
Your own arm?
No!
Alright, guys, today is Monday, and we have a brand new show for you. We have an exciting lineup today. We are doing double action on this show. Ooh, Coco's so excited she sneezed. We have the top 5 most expensive free comic book day of all time. Plus, we are only a week away from Free Comic Book Day 2024, and we put together a list of the comics you should be on the lookout for and the reasons why. So, you know, it's like kind of cool that they have all these books that come out once a year that are free for people to pick up and gets you into like a new title or a new book. And sometimes the first appearances are worth quite a bit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into any of that, though, we got to cool down the belly.
Yes. How we do that is with a cold beverage, or somewhat cold beverage, in a can. It's not cold enough.
Is it this not is cold at all? Well, warm beverages.
Sonoma Sparkling Blood Orange. It's organic, apparently, and sparkling, like a vampire in Twilight.
It would be like non-organic.
You open it up. What the? Or would that be organic? I don't know.
It's still alive.
What does it all mean? Well, that's not bad. Bless you, Coco. That's not bad. But you know what else is not bad?
Hanging out with us on Whatnot. Oh, and guys, we have a special update on our show listing. We will be on this Saturday for the special New Comic Book Day, May the 4th extravaganza, where Adam and Zach will kick it off at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the lovely Princess will finish you off at 6 p.m. Wait. Yeah.
She will finish you off in a lightsaber battle at 6.
I mean, extra special show, guys. Obviously, dollar starts, 30-second auctions, all keys, everything amazing.
These are the games you're looking for.
Exactly. All right, let's get into the list for this week. And we're going to start things off with Free Comic Book Day 2024. So if you guys are unfamiliar with what this is, the whole comic book industry kind of gets together and they release these comic books for the community to pick up for free. Now, there is a caveat to that. Remember that your local comic book stores do have to pay money for them. Like, they actually buy them from Marvel, DC, IDW, like all the other companies. So it's not really free for them, but it's free for us. And that way we can go in and they give out, you know, sometimes you can get as many as you want. Sometimes they have a limited amount. It's up to the shops. And encourages new readers or people getting excited about new books or new series that come out. Plus, a lot of times, a lot of shops have deals on the books inside. So you'll get like a percentage off on their back issues or stuff like that. So really good idea to check this out. I don't know exactly when they started it. It's been going on for a long time, I feel like.
Yeah. It's at least as old as 1999.
You think so?
At least as old as 9. I'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. Oh, he may know. I
drink and I know things.
So yeah, it's a very cool thing, and definitely try to take advantage of it. And it's a really good way to like read like new titles that you may like never want to pick up because you don't want to spend that money on it. Well, now you don't have to. Well, there's quite a few books coming out this week, so way more than I'm gonna tell you guys. But these are the ones that we are personally interested in because there may be a key aspect, or it may just be a great read. But I will let you know right here. So first off, we got DC. So this was actually a very hard book to find. I have the picture for you here. It's called Absolute Power Special Edition, and they were trying to keep this cover a secret until the day of. But the Gains crew is going to release it early for you in this sneak peek, right? And this is really exciting because the brilliant writer Mark Waid is coming back to DC, and he's going to have Dan Mora do the artwork on this as well. So they've been an awesome group together. And this is going to showcase the new Trinity of Evil.
Oh.
So, so it is going to have like a new group, first appearance for a new group. And as you guys know, I read a little bit of DC. I dabble a little bit, so kind of take this with a grain of salt. But the new Trinity of Evil will be Amanda Waller, who's been kind of like doing a lot of stuff with DC as of late. The Zur-En-Arrh Batman. So if you're reading the Chip Zdarsky run, they're doing a lot of multiversal Batman stuff, and secretly there's been this character named Zur-En-Arrh Batman he's evil, but he needed a body to take over, so he like took over Failsafe's body, so that weird robot killing Batman. Anyway, it's a confusing thing, but it's a lot of people are kind of liking this new character. He's part of the evil trinity, and last but not least, they have a sexy new Brainiac Queen.
Ooh.
Yeah, Brainiac Queen. So so obviously they're going to take on the Trinity of the superhero Trinity, which is what?
Oh, the Trinity is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right on the ball, Zach. So yeah, keep an eye out for this book. And like I said, they're trying to keep the cover a secret, but we show you right here. Here it is.
Surprise.
All right, next up, and this one I think is really important and really cool. The last one's good too. This is Blood Hunt X-Men #1. Interestingly enough, I thought that was an interesting title that they're doing Blood Hunt X-Men because here's the cover right here. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Because Blood Hunt's running over a whole bunch of titles, and Jed MacKay is kind of overseeing this whole event, and we saw there's going to be like 59 different books that are going to be inside this, and so it's the major summer event for Marvel, and they're doing an X-Men book for this free comedy. So it's a mixture. You're getting 2 stories, so it's going to be, this book will be written by Jed MacKay and Gail Simone, which is important. It's also going to have artwork from Sarah Pichelli and David Marquez, and this is the cover for this is a Cale New cover, which is really cool as well. So the important thing about this is you're going to get a little preview of the Blood Hunt, which I'm really excited for. Plus, if you've been doing your homework, Gail Simone is going to be one of the new writers for the upcoming X-Men series. So this is going to be a direct preview of post-Krakoa X-Men. So you're going to get a taste of what's going on. And Sarah Pichelli, obviously a brilliant artist for a lot of the Miles books. So should be some good stuff in this one. I'm excited.
Yes.
Definitely a book to look at. I didn't notice if there's going to be anything like super like key wise, but I think more just like a good read in this one. There's also Jubilee's going to be kind of like the main character now for the X-Men series for this run. So
you'll also know what else? After the Blood Hunt, someone will be able to afford another Lamborghini.
Exactly.
Because there's 59 titles.
There is.
59 titles. Someone's going to be breaking in that money.
I'm probably going to get them all. We'll see.
You know, you got 12 car garages, but you only got 6 cars. You got to get the other 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So you make a big Marvel event to fill those cars.
I don't think that makes as much money as you think.
Probably not.
Like, this will pay for it, yeah. All right, and another one I'm really excited about. They have Ultimate Universe Spider-Man #1. And this one's kind of cool and interesting as well. There's some stuff that I would have expected this book to have in it that maybe doesn't. And this is going to be written by Zeb Wells and Denzi Camp. It's also going to have artwork by Ron Fergier. And the cover is Ryan Stegman, which is interesting because Ryan Stegman is supposed to be one of the new artists for the X-Men title. I don't think he was going to be an artist on any of the Spider-Man books that I'm aware of. So that's kind of cool, but interesting at the same time. Plus, Zeb Wells is obviously the current writer for Amazing Spider-Man. This will have a preview of the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 50, which is going to bring back Green Goblin as a villain again, supposedly. That's where it's going. He's obviously been the Gold Goblin and a good guy this whole time, and apparently he's coming back as a bad guy. It does have Ultimate Spider-Man in the title, so we will get a preview of a brand new powerful hero in the Ultimate Universe, but Jonathan Hickman's not writing this, so it's kind of interesting. He's not a writer on this book at all, who's the overseer of the Ultimate Universe, so they did also say there will be many other surprises in this book, so this would definitely be one you want to go after if they're introducing a brand new character.
It's probably going to be a child's surprise.
A child's surprise? I've been looking for that. The child's surprise.
Surprise, like... Uh-oh.
So cool book, good cover too, and I like Doom in the background. I don't think we've really seen Doom in the Ultimate Universe so far.
Not yet.
If I remember. And if you guys know, like, sometimes Doom can be a good guy. You know, in 2099, he was a good guy, right?
Yeah, he was from the past, and he went to the future.
And became good. He's like, no one knows who I am here. I'll be good now. I'll be good. But he could. I feel like Doom would not like the Maker or some of those other dudes.
Yeah. He wants to be in power, not the Maker.
Yeah, he doesn't want anyone to be in charge of him. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. And this one I thought was cool. And this may not be on your radar, but it probably should be. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is going to come out from IDW. And if you guys didn't know, Turtles is ending their pretty big run. I think at like issue 150 that they're doing. They're going to start over with a brand new series. I think Ninja Turtles Alpha is going to be coming out in a month or so, which will be cool. There is some talk that Eastman and Laird are getting back together to help the title. I don't know if they're going to be like I think they're going to be more artists on it and not writers at all. So they're just going to help out with some of the artwork, probably do covers. I doubt they do much of interiors, but this is going to have 2 different stories in it. So you get to see 2 different things. And one of them is written by Junie Bai. And that's going to have a brand new character introduced. It's going to be called the Night Watcher, who is on the cover and is clearly a turtle, as you can see right here. It's clearly a brand new turtle.
Interesting.
And on the cover, which is cool. They also didn't say who is drawing this story, which I thought was interesting. Well, it could very well be Eastman or Laird like drawing the story. The second story will be Paul Alato, written by Andy Kahn, and this will be should be like a direct preview of the new series as well. So 2 separate ones in there. Maybe a brand new turtle drawn in the old art form, so it should be kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. You know, also, if Laird is actually going to be working on this book, then that kind of tells me that Laird might be negotiated into showing up at some of the cons around here.
Could be.
Around, at least in America.
I would think if you're going to like put out a new book with new artwork, you want to like go on tour and do some signature, right?
Might be the time to get a couple of his signatures before he decides not to go there anymore. You know, maybe even a remark.
Yeah. All right. And I had this. It's hard to come up with the last one. So the last one I went with Marvel Voices #1, just because I'm a big Marvel guy and I thought this was kind of a cool cover. So Marvel Voices #1, and this is going to be written by Nikesh Shukla. So hopefully I pronounced that right. If you're unfamiliar with this person, they're actually the writer of the current or the last Spider-Man India run. So it's the same writer that wrote Spider-Man India. You can actually see Spider-Man India on the cover, Pavateer. And I could be wrong, but this might be the first time he's in his new costume on a cover. So at the very last issue of issue 5 of Spider-Man India, they reveal he's getting a brand new costume. And he never in that entire run did they show him on the cover in that costume. And this is the first time I've ever seen him on there. The other interesting thing, too, is Anand Ramchuru is the cover artist for this. And if I did some research on it, and I couldn't find this artist on any other book ever. So I don't know if this is like their first book they're ever doing, but it's a good cover. Good group of people on there. Miles and Moon Girl. I have no idea who that is below Moon Girl. Maybe Zach knows. I don't know. It's interesting, though, whoever that is. Maybe it's a new character. But there's going to be a solo Spider-Man India story in this, which will be cool, as well as there's going to be a story about the last Black Panther, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, as well as a Webweaver and Spider-Gwen story. So kind of an interesting little book, but I think it may be kind of cool. Kind of like a Spider-Verse-esque type book. Anyway, I do have a couple honorable mentions for you on as well right here. This is one thing I'm disappointed about with this Free Comic Day is it's coming out on May the 4th, and they really didn't put their best foot forward on any Star Wars books. There's like 1.5 in there if you consider that one kid's story like a one, but there is one. It's going to be a Star Wars Free Comic Day. Looks cool. It's a Phil Noto cover. Star Wars right now is, if you're reading the comics, is in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back is where the story is. And that's good. There's obviously a lot of good stuff going on, but this is basically a story leading up to them finding Hoth. So it doesn't seem like it's anything like super important. There's the Energon universe has a Free Comic Day, so Robert Kirkman's going to mix them all together for this. Might be worth picking up. It is interesting that Ryan Otley's doing the cover for this. I had heard he was going to start doing Transformers, but I haven't seen anything yet, and he's drawing a Transformer on the cover, so that's kind of cool. Okay. As well as if you're a manga fan, there's a One Piece a comic book coming out, which I think is going to be like an alt story about the Aces or something, like a character. I'm not a big manga guy, but that might be something worth picking up. I looked a little bit. There's actually not much One Piece in like standard American comics. There's like a Shogun Jump Zero that's like his first appearance, which I don't even know if I'd consider that like a regular standard comic at that point.
It's a magazine, basically.
Yeah. So it may be something worth picking up if it's like a early appearance of One Piece in standard American comics. And a special surprise, there is a brand new sponsor this year for Free Comic Book Day. And if you're not sure who it is, it's CGC. And they're sponsoring Free Comic Day. And to commemorate that, they are offering complimentary Free Comic Book Day labels for any of your free comic days you want to get graded, as well as any past. So any old ones. It doesn't have to be the ones from this year. If you have if you have a nice, expensive book, and we have a picture right here. This is the label. Got a picture for you. Look at that. So yeah, if you send your book in to get graded, it will not cost you any extra to get that Free Comic Book Day label on, which I always thought these labels were goofy until I realized people charge you more for them, and everyone in the community has accepted that. So it's a thing. You can charge more for a custom label. I think it costs you like $5 extra normally.
$5, something like that, 5 or 10.
And they retire the labels, but this one you get. So that's some things to look out for, as well as others. If you're into other things, there's some cool stuff out there. But that's what, So we promised you guys the most expensive of all time.
Yeah.
Of course, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah. So we already know that the free comic book days can be beneficial for you to get. And they've been going on for a very long time. And we're going to be talking about some of the more expensive ones. So it'll be free to you. But you get it, grade it, gets it back at 9.8. Might be worth your time. And let's go into it. I'll start with the cheapest ones, relatively.
Yeah, I mean, that's all relative. The cheapest of the most expensive.
So most of the time you get it for free. So you got free $99 plus $25, $26, let's say, with shipping, $30. $30, maybe a little bit more for shipping to get this book. So the cheapest right now is this weird one that came out a year before. You'd probably be able to still find it for free.
Be on the lookout. Last year's Free Comic Book Day. I didn't know any idea about this one either.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be looking.
It looks pretty cool. It's RuneScape Untold Tales of the God Wars, #1. Came out in 2023, like I said. It sells in a 9.8 for somewhere between $150 to $170 with multiple sales. So
weird.
It's pretty, it's weird, but it's kind of like it's like this first time they've ever done a story like this. So it's kind of like
hopefully some people that's true for most stories.
Yeah,
right.
Well, like they've never done a RuneScape comic or at least like this. So that's
an original story.
Yeah, that came out in 2023. The next one we're going to talk about is a classic one that a lot of people knows about. Is the Batman Beyond special from 1999. That's why we know Free Comic Book Day at least went back as far as 1999.
Oh, okay.
You get this for free. It sells for about $200.
Oh, we each used to have one.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Hopefully it doesn't have the stamp on it.
Yeah.
If it does have the stamp, I guess if you get it within a certain border, they don't consider it as qualified.
Yeah, maybe. We got one back with blue label that had the stamp inside. So
yeah, but it was inside the borders. Whereas other books was slightly outside the border, and so they called it a qualified book. Kind of sucks. But anyways, that's from 1999. People say that this is the origin of Batman Beyond. Could be true.
Well, I don't think he doesn't actually. He's on the cover, but he's not actually Batman Beyond until issue 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I forgot one out of order. My bad. But that's order. Yeah. So slightly out of order. There's one before that. It's actually the cheapest one. It's Star Wars Clone Wars from 2011. First appearance of Savage Opress.
Savage Opress.
Really
we had
cool.
that one.
Yeah, this book was really expensive at one point. It's still expensive considering it's a free comic book day. You might be able to still find it here and there. And if it gets a 9.8, it sells easy sell at 150 plus.
I think there's some on the backside too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a wraparound kind of, not wraparound, but it has
an Avatar, right?
Avatar,
yeah.
Yes.
The last Airbender.
So it's a double key.
First Ong.
And then Aang.
Ang?
And we got Star Wars Adventures. First General Grievous came out in 2004. We don't have that one, sadly. That sells for easy $213.
Ooh.
In a 9.8. And this list is going quick. And the number one on the list, technically, is a book that I really like. It's
that's
a double key.
One?
Yeah, that's number one. It sells multiple sales of $350. It's One Punch My Hero Academia 2016 Free Comic Book Day. This one's a little thicker, if I remember correctly. It's the first appearance of One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. Two fantastic animes. First appearance in U.S. comics, I should say.
Which one do you like better?
One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
My Hero Academia has a story that's continuing, but, I have to relate to the bald guy that's like, takes everybody out in one punch. I wish I could do that. Wow, so violent.
The 4-Punch Man.
Yep.
Hold on, they're coming. They're still coming.
This is a 9.8 that we've submitted. Adam pressed it got a 9.8. We did send another one in that the princess got me, but CGC dinged it. Anyways, I think they corner crunched it, and they're like, it wasn't us. Anyways, I'm over it. Great book. That's the number one as of right now. There are two honorable mentions. There's two honorable mentions. There's this weird one-off sale. There's only 4 in the census. One-off sale. Inspector Gadget number 1. It's a 2011 Free Comic Book Day. It's the first time Viper Comics shows up. I never even heard of them. It's another comic publisher. I guess they print Inspector Gadget stuff. Well, that had a $416 sale.
And there's only one graded in a 9. It was only one 9.8, right?
There's 4 9.8s.
Oh, okay.
But only one sale ever. And so
take that height as it be.
Take that as it be. It's kind of a cool cover.
If you like Inspector Gadget.
And of course, here's the weird Free Comic Book Day. Weird in a cool way, because I don't think they've ever done this more than like once or twice. You got Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day from 2022. It's a 1 in 1,000 Free Comic Book Day. So they had to buy 1,000 of the regular ones just to get this amazing Peach Momoko 9.8 in this case copy. And there's only 52 9.8s on the census.
Right there.
And it sells for easy $484. Yeah, and it's the first appearance of Bloodline and maybe another first appearance. And the first appearance of a beautiful Jean Grey in the Peach Momoko style. Great book. Great find.
Yeah, I think they did 2 of those that year, 2 1 in 1,000s. And I checked last year and there wasn't any, and I checked this year and there wasn't any either. So it's like kind of strange thing.
And the thing that's interesting about these books that they buy Free Comic Book Day, like Adam said, they have to pay for them. I believe it's like 10 to 25 cents. I think it's 25 cents per copy. So they had to buy 1,000 of them, right?
And if you do your math,
that's $250, right?
Yeah.
$250.
I think if you look at them now, you can even look on the website, like says what bundles. They come in bundles like 20 or 25, depending on like which ones you're getting.
Yeah, and what's great about this copy, at least at the time, that you buy all of this, and you think, I'm stuck with 1,000 copies of these regular ones, and one book that's probably gonna get my money back. Well, turns out, at one point, the regular covers were selling for about $5 a piece.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be us if we didn't hook you guys up with a little bonus info. Speaking of, we got 2 more books to show you real quick, because these may still be at your local comic book store when you go this year. That's the same book, first appearance of Bloodline. So if they have that, grab it. I mean, it still could sell for somewhere around $5. You might be getting it for free. And this is actually last year's Uncanny Avengers.
Oh, cool.
It has a preview of the Gods. It's actually the real first appearance of Wynn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's like, I guarantee that's going to be at a shop this year for free. So I'm going to grab a couple of them just to grab some extra copies. It's actually first appearance of Captain Krakoa, too. So keep an eye out for those.
Krakoa, my favorite. But very cool. Fantastic. Great deal for the comic book shop after finding out that you could sell them for about $5 at the time. So you could actually that one big buy they had to make turns out to be a win. And I love when that happens. I love that. Winning.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our free comic book day extravaganza. Hopefully you guys all learned something. I did. I learned something, so that's exciting. And as always, do us a huge favor. Now stop what you're doing. Hit the like button for the princess. Don't forget to subscribe if this is the first time watching us, or if you've watched us before and you keep forgetting to hit the subscribe button, now's a good time to do that as well. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what's your favorite new free comic book day of all time, and which one are you most excited about this year? Let me know both. I'd love to hear both.
Down below.
Zach, anything else?
Yeah, you gotta share. How you do that is you have to go into someone else's trash, look through it, grab something out, and leave. Because sometimes one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's food and it's still edible.
Yeah, and technically, if you take the trash, put it on the curb, it's not theirs anymore. You can look through their trash. Be a dumpster diver, right? That's a thing.
Exactly.
Yum.
ComicGains counselor, I want to be a dumpster diver.
Success.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember,
get those gains.
Get those dumpster gains.
Dumpster gains. Every single one.